If you're in San Diego County and looking at Medicare supplements, I want you to lean on the research we did looking at dozens and dozens of companies for the G plan to see who is priced best, because there is a clear winner in terms of savings. So let's take a look at that in this video and see if we can bring some of these savings to you. We're going to tell you some of our secrets from doing this day in and day out. First of all, a lot of people, when they are new to Medicare, they get a discount from certain carriers. It's usually $25 a month and then it goes away at the end of 1 year. And so they jump on a carrier never really thinking to reshop the market. They just stay with that carrier for years on years, usually paying extra. So just a heads up, if you're brand new to Medicare and you got that discount, you really want to double check the pricing after, and we'll show that when we look at an example. The other piece is this. People love their Medicare supplement. So a lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to change plans. I love my plan. I can go to my doctors. I refer myself out. They love the idea of a Medicare supplement. The supplements are all standardized, meaning a G plan is identical regardless of the carrier. The network is identical regardless of the carrier, meaning you can go to any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare, regardless of the carrier, if, for example, you're on a G plan or an N plan or any Medicare supplement. That doesn't change. So that usually scares people from looking around, not understanding that it's identical. In terms of customer service, that's also going to be very comparable, because Medicare is the one that dictates whether something is covered. So in terms of claims, or they're worried, oh, will this carrier be better or worse? No, Medicare dictates whether or not something will be covered. The supplement just pays their piece. They get a notification from Medicare. There's not much interaction with the carrier on that behalf either. So the core plans are the same. The pricing, however, is not the same. And you could be just lighting $500 a year on fire if you're with a carrier that's charging you more for the exact same benefits. The only way to really bring this home is to take an example. Let's look at San Diego County, a 66-year-old, because remember that discount disappeared after the first year, assuming someone jumped on at 65. The example is going to make this much clearer. All right, rather than drone on and on about better value, let's look at hard numbers, because that's going to really bring this home. So we looked at San Diego County, a zip code in proper San Diego, age 66, and then we looked at the G plan, which by far is the most popular plan right now. Now these rates hold true even for the N plan, which is the second most popular. And then the F plan, we have a whole video on why you probably don't want to be on an F plan if the G is available to you, because there's significant savings there as well, and a lot of people just don't know about it. Right now, we'll focus on the most popular plan, the G plan in San Diego at age 66 first. So right off the bat, we look at Cigna. It's $139.44. That's per month for the G plan in that county for that age 66. There are some discounts that can come off of that if you live with another household member over age 50, and even higher ones if you are with someone who's also on that Cigna plan. But as we go down, without the $25 discount, Blue Shield is $168, United Health is $175, Humana $181, Health Net $183, Anthem $187, all the way up to Aetna $258. And Cigna is $139. Now we looked at the savings per month, but also the savings per year. On average, you're looking at about $500 a year. A 66-year-old will pay extra for the exact same benefits, the exact same network. If your broker did not show you this Cigna rate, you need to find a new broker, and that's exactly what we do. We help people find the best rate for the comparable plan for their situation, and it differs by county, it differs by age. Now let's look at a couple of points down below. Again, you can use any doctor or hospital that works with Medicare. That's the same for all the Medicare supplements. There are those discounts if you're living with someone else in a household, and especially age 50 or above. You can roll all year around regardless, but it's subject to medical underwriting if we're not in a guaranteed issue window. However, around your birthday, we can move from the same or lesser plan. So if you're on a G plan with another carrier, you can move to that Cigna plan regardless of health, regardless of tobacco use. It's called the birthday rule, and we have a whole video on that as well. We can help you navigate that, explore it. There's no cost for assistance. So let's look then below. Also, there's a 12-month rate guarantee when you sign up with Cigna. So those rates will be locked in for 12 months. And then with the birthday rule, we can switch if we need to, if there's a better value. We do that for clients all the time. So this is the full G Plan Medigap benefit package. It's not going to be any different from your current G Plan that you have with another carrier. And then below, just to make this easier, if you're older, we looked at different rates from age 65 to 75. Check in with us. If you're over 75, we'll run the quotes across all the carriers. We're licensed with all the major carriers, so we don't care who you go with. We just want you to have the best value. Again, if this hasn't been brought to your attention already by your broker, definitely won't be brought to your attention by the carrier if you bought direct, right? Then reach out to us. That's what we do, and there's no cost for assistance. But you can see the pricing. Look at what you're paying if you're age 70, and then look at what that G plan is at 70 at $172 per month. We also ran the N plan as a comparison because that's becoming more and more popular. And we have a whole video explaining the difference between the G and N, so you can see those rates. If we're looking at $30-$40 a month difference, around $400 on average per year, that's starting to make sense if you don't have a lot of office visits in a year. And we can go through how that works for your given situation and see if that makes sense. But right there, you have the rates in San Diego County. Compare that with what you're paying. And if you're paying more, reach out to us and we can help you compare, run the quotes, and even easily transfer and enroll over. Again, no change in your doctors, no change in benefits. Now, let's talk a little bit about that final piece on making changes and the rules around that. All right, if you looked at that chart and you're paying too much for your current Medicare supplement, reach out to us. We just need zip code and date of birth, and we can run the quotes across all the major carriers. We do this all day long. Let us know if you're living with someone in a household who's over age 50. We can see if there are additional discounts, which can run from 6 to 10%. Very high in terms of savings we can get in addition to this lower rate. We'll look at the G plan, we'll look at the N plan, we'll compare that with what you have now, whether it's an F or G. Definitely if you're still in the F, reach out to us. Let's talk a little bit about this process on the back end. It's actually not that complicated because depending on how we do it, it might be a guaranteed issue. So with Medicare supplements, you can apply anytime during the year. It doesn't have the open enrollment you may be used to for Advantage or for Part D plans that happens at the end of the year. Anytime during the year, we can submit an application. It may be based on our health, and again, usually we can get people qualified unless their health is pretty serious. Reach out to us, we'll let you know based on your situation. But if there is an issue with underwriting, then we can wait till your birthday. And basically, it's about a month prior to your birthday and about 2 months after your birthday. In that window, we can submit guaranteed issue. So if you're on a G plan or an F plan with another carrier, we can move over to Cigna for the same or lesser plan. So F to G or G to G or even G to N. We can do that around that window regardless of health. It's a simplified application. We have an online app which is available below, but we're happy to run the quotes for you and help you through that whole process. There's zero cost for assistance. Our goal is just that California seniors are on the best price Medicare supplement available to them. We work with all the major carriers. And so it just so happens we saw Cigna and we're running these quotes day in and day out. We're like, goodness, this rate is so much better in certain areas. San Diego County being a major one with Cigna. Now, up in Orange County, it's Blue Shield. You know, depending on where you're at, it's different, and we'll run those numbers regardless. But San Diego, if you're on a Medicare supplement, it's about 50,000 people in San Diego that do have Medicare supplements. If you're on an F or you're on another carrier, reach out to us because you're probably taking roughly $500 a year. Hopefully you're not on that Aetna plan, which is quite a bit more expensive, and you're throwing it away because benefits and networks are identical. We can help you with the whole process.